views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everybody. It is so great to be connecting with all of you. My goodness. Yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to Transformation Talk Radio. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Welcome to TransformationRadio.fm. Welcome to the Christine Upchurch Show and all of the above. And many of you are listening through our flagship studio, KKNW AM 1150, all of the affiliates that it has, and other places. Too many to mention, but the point is we so love and appreciate all of you. And my goodness, it is really an amazing time to step forth and look at the energy that you're bringing forth into the world and whether or not you're ready to change it. So today, Christine Upchurch is joining me here today. Change your energy, change your life. Now, for many of you, you know who Christine Upchurch is. But beyond all of that, let me just tell you, it is amazing what happens when people step up into the world and then they say, I'm going to take a message out because my commitment is to helping other people understand and discover some of the things that I've bumped into along the way. Christine has taught thousands of people around the globe how to tap in to that energy for healing and transformation. And, maybe we did need to hear Dr. Oz come out and say, energy is the next frontier of medicine. But for Christine, she's kind of known that for quite some time. And because this is the world we're living in today, we can talk about the vibration of change. We can talk about, energy that we have, energy in our lives, that which is serving us and that which doesn't. But do we really know how to change that energy? And then if we decide to change it, how is it going to change our lives for the good? So today is about that. Fasten your seatbelts. Christine Upchurch joining me here today. She is also the host of the Christine Upchurch Show and much more. But get ready. For those of you that are living in the Western Washington area, or if you're not, you're going to be here for the Women of Wisdom Conference. You're going to want to tap into the vibration of change, a special, special event that she's doing there. Christine, it's great to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks, Pat. It's always fun to join you on your show.
Wow. So, let's talk about this from a personal perspective of our each of our journeys, right? Mm-hmm. I did not know about energy. I did not know about it. I did not know about change. Here's what I knew. I knew sitting on my couch in 2001 that I felt so heavy and crusted over that the best that I could do is say, I am crusty today. Mm-hmm. Hence the birth of crust busting.
Right.
Now, we've come a long way. But yet at the same time, I don't really even begin to say that I understand energy the way you do. Mm-hmm. Where have we come from? 13 years ago, where were we with this conversation? And where are we today?
Pat, we have made huge strides in understanding how we are of energetic nature. We've come in huge strides in terms of accepting what many have known for centuries about energy, and it's gotten to be so, it's like I call it the cutting edge of the new mainstream. We are energetic beings, and yes, we know we've got the dense energy of our physicality, but we also have a higher frequency of vibration, an energy of light an energy of information, an energy that is hard to see, but scientists are now starting to be able to see it. See things that, people have once upon a time called auras and energy fields, what scientists are calling biofields. They're very, very real. And the light that emanates from a human being can be altered by working in the energy field near them using energy healing techniques, using various kinds of approaches to shifting a person's energy. It's very real, and it's becoming mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah. And isn't that the coolest thing as we kind of get to look at things, right? And in retrospect, and only because, we're sitting on an opportunity to create even more positive change in the world, positive vibes. We have something that we are doing right now, and it's called Positivity Rules. And we're coming out and we're saying, this is the wave of media right now. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times folks look at that or have looked at that and say, well, you know what, that's just for you and Christine maybe. But I don't even understand how to even bring an energy, a positive energy in my life. Do people talk with you about that? Do they think that it's for a few people, but maybe not for them?
Once upon a time, I'd say that was true, Pat.
Yeah.
But I think what's happening now is, interestingly enough, people are getting stuck. People are doing the same old things that used to work. Even people who are in the New Age community who've accepted this concept of that we're energetic beings and there are things we can do to shift our energy and shift our lives. Even some of them are getting stuck. And that kind of roadblock that people are facing, the discomfort in their lives, are helping them to open their eyes to sort of perceive things in a new way, or to, at the very least, to look for something new. So even if it seemed woo-woo before, and even if it does still seem a little bit woo-woo, they're willing to try it because they have no other alternatives. What worked before does not work now.
Right. And, it's becoming painful, isn't it, a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. And yet that pain, that energy of being stuck is actually kind of like, the bulb, where the shoot within the bulb wants to sort of, poke through that hard bulb and eventually go through the dirt and turn into a beautiful flower that blooms. It's that energy of it's time, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because of that.
Yeah, I was reading one of your blog posts, and I was reading the blog post that you had about the power of choice.
Yes.
And I was reading that because, my gosh, it is such a reminder that in itself and that conversation totally has to do with energetic change and shift.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we could talk about it for a minute, because you and I, we've made some choices to get here to even have this conversation today. And I was really struck by, what you talked about. And the very fact that you were talking about something that seemed, I think you said, a mundane choice.
Mm-hmm, right. It was one of those in-the-moment choices of, do I turn my car left? Do I turn it right? Which direction am I going to go? And yet we are faced with those moment-to-moment choices. And if we don't have the awareness of it, we are really, truly making a choice on a moment-to-moment basis of how we breathe, perhaps, whether we're holding on to stress or letting it go, whether we're actually honoring our authentic self or not, whether we're speaking out when we need to speak out, whether we're, putting something healthy into our bodies or putting something in that is going to sort of stuff those feelings down. I mean, every single moment of every single day, we are making a choice.
Yeah, and I love this as we're talking about change today and the energy that's around that, right? Because one of the things that I know you talk about is saying yes to forward movement, gives us the opportunity to have more possibilities of destinations. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but I think that was what you said.
Yeah.
And the power of yes is so prevalent right now, Christine. Are you finding that?
Yeah, and I do believe that we also need to say yes. This is going to sound strange, Pat, but I really think we also need to say yes to whatever conundrum we're in, however we're stuck. Like, okay, yes, this is where I'm at. What's going on here? And do I want to change? Do I want to shift things? Yes. that acceptance of both where you're at and the choosing of where you're going, both of those, saying yes to both of those things are really essential to change.
Yeah. And, I want to ask you about the challenges that are coming up right now. I mean, we literally sat down and sculpted a theme for this year. And, sculpted is not the right word, but it kind of came to us. And it started out with the word acceleration. Then what got added on to it was expansiveness. And then a third part to that had to do with abundance. And it wasn't like it wasn't a grueling exercise. It was one day we were talking about acceleration. The next day we were talking about expansiveness. And then finally we were talking about, a theme for creating a better world in abundance. What is the energy when we talk about those things, Christine? Do they have an energetic blueprint?
Absolutely. And it's not just about the thought, the idea, the intention. It also, the energetic blueprint that's created also relates to the emotions that surround that thought or intention. It also relates to the energy that we're surrounding ourselves by. I mean, if we have this intention and we're feeling like this is really what we want to create, and we're stuck in a very dysfunctional marriage where there's a lot of conflict, if we are in the energy of that, that also affects the blueprint. So the question becomes, what blueprint are you creating? And then how do we implement that best version of that blueprint to get from point A to point B?
Wow. I love this. Point A to point B. Now, here's the question that I'd like everybody to hold on to for a minute when we take a short break. Point A to point B. How big does that have to be? What do we mean by going from point A to point B? What is that vibration of change? How does it affect us? If we change our energy, that point A to point B, how will that change our lives? Christine Upchurch in the house. We're going to take a short break, everybody. We will be right back.
We all seem to have something in our lives that we would like to shift, and there are a myriad of ways to implement change. But many times we try even several approaches and still don't get what we want. Why is that? Well, as it turns out, there are universal principles governing change that you probably haven't heard about before, principles which determine whether or not you are successful in getting what you want. Follow these principles and you get positive, lasting change. Ignore them and you remain stuck. So if you are struggling in some area of your life, then you are missing an essential ingredient in your recipe for change. Want to learn the key to success? Please join me, Christine Upchurch, on February 15th at the Women of Wisdom Conference in Seattle to learn the vibration of change. Empower yourself in a new way to create the changes you desire. For more information, visit ChristineUpchurch.com. That's ChristineUpchurch.com or call 425-999-9836.
Hey everyone, meet my friends at the maca team. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is known worldwide for its huge array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team is here to bring you the best maca the Peruvian mountains has to offer. Yellow maca, used to promote endurance, vitality, fertility, hormone health, and much more, is on sale now. I love it. Visit themacateam.com to order yours now. Themacateam.com.
Living Kabbalah, experience the fruits of the tree of life. In this 10-month Ascension program, Kabbalah unlocks the potential of your own divine nature to know and accomplish your unique purpose in life. Get ready for real and lasting change.
Enroll now for this 10-month Ascension program starting January 30th through 31st. Visit 10thhouse.org. That's 10thhouse.org today to learn more.
The 24th Annual WOW Conference, United We Change the World. Featured guests are Dr. Christine Page on Creative Dragon Energy. Dr. Susan Shumsky will show you how to awaken your third eye. And Mira Kelly will present a 2-day intensive workshop on Beyond Past Lives. This February 11th through the 15th, go to thewowconference.org. That's the WOW conference.org.
It's easier to dream of those brighter days, yeah. Oh, and it's much lesser of an extreme, so she stays in a haze.
It's so great. Thank you all for tuning us in, turning us on. You know, Christine Upchurch is joining me here today, and we're going to talk about the vibration of change, which is an incredible, incredible workshop she's doing at the Women of Wisdom Conference, Monday, February 15th, 9 a.m. to noon. It's all about change, and it's all about energy. You know, one of the things, Christine, we were talking about is this idea of, look, you know, if I do decide to change my energy, what impact does it have? And it leads to, I think, the conversation around what you're getting ready to do here on Monday and what the vibration of change is.
Well, you know, Pat,
can you talk about that? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. In some sense, we as humans are both particle and wave. Okay. We are a particle form in our current human form, you know, the physicality of it, in our circumstances, our life circumstances, our career, our abundance or lack thereof, our relationships, you know, just basically how we exist in this moment, that's the particle form. And when we talk about change, talk about positive lasting change, we think in terms of getting to another particle form, right? But remember, we are both particle and wave, so we are always catching a wave from one particle form to another. Oftentimes what we'll be doing is jumping a wave from the current particle form to another particle form that looks exactly like where we're at right now. Same problems in the relationships, same lack of abundance, same emotional issues, same wounding, same illness, whatever it is. So what we really want to do is we need to figure out how to catch the right wave from the particle form of our current reality to that thing that we want to create in particle form. So the question becomes, how do we vibrationally catch that wave so we get what we want?
Yeah. And so we have to be able to know that there is a wave, right?
Oh, yes.
Like, okay, wait a minute, there is a wave. You know, Christine, this is a thing really interesting in thinking about the show today and getting ready for it, is I can pinpoint for myself, not very well. I mean, there's a reason that I have a couple of coaches that I work with. But, you know, I have my moments where I can pinpoint whether or not I'm feeling heavy. There's a heaviness around something, right?
Yep.
That doesn't mean I know what to do with it or know how to change it.
Right.
But this is really the work that you're going to be doing, and this is really what you help people with. What happens if I don't deal with that heaviness that I feel?
Well, one of two things will occur. Either you stay in the exact same situation you're at right now, or things get worse. And that's an oversimplification. But basically, the key is you need to find ease around this. You know, once upon a time, you know, I healed myself of cancer. I'm not going to go into the story right now because I know that some of your listeners have heard it before. I'm going to go into this in depth about healing myself of cancer at the Women of Wisdom Conference. And the thing is, doctors told me, okay, we have nothing to offer you at this stage. We have to wait until it gets bad enough. We'll keep you on chemo the rest of your life, by the way, once we start the chemotherapy. And so I had no option but to explore a more expansive version of reality and see if there was anything there that could help me. And to make a long story short, I shifted things in my life in a variety of ways. I actually did a lot of visualization and ultimately healed myself of cancer without any medical treatment, without even like John of God or some of these people that you go to that can somehow help you to fix your vibration and therefore to heal. So I thought that, you know, belief is everything. And then fast forward a few years, I become an energy healer. And I had a situation where I didn't really believe that I could do it. The person who came in to have this session made it very clear that his wife had dragged him in. He didn't believe in it either. So we had no belief involved, and he had an amazing healing. And again, I'll talk about that healing at the Women of Wisdom Conference. But here's the deal, Pat. belief isn't everything. It's really about the vibration. And so what is it that allows us to have the right vibration around our current particle form that puts us on the right wave to that place that we want to be, that new reality that we want to, in our lives, or the new reality that the universe ultimately wants to bring to us? And it's just like this wonderful gift that the universe has for us that's in store, but we just have to figure out how to get on that right wave. And the key is, first of all, that all positive lasting change, this is going to sound a little strange, Pat, but all positive lasting change begins in the same vibration, and it's in the vibration of what is. The perfection, the cohesiveness of what is. Now, from a rational perspective, most people say, yeah, well, if I want to get from point A to point B, I need to start at point A. I need to be starting where I'm at right now. But on a vibrational level, what we do instead is we say, I don't want to be here. This isn't good. Or somebody else will say, you shouldn't be here right now. I'm going to fix it for you. I mean, there's all this vibration that we create that around our current particle form that keeps us away from it. And what we need to do is we need to magnetize ourselves to the current vibration to allow the universe to automatically put us on that wave to that new, wonderful particle form of reality. So that the key is, how do we get ourselves to magnetize to the current reality? Now, if you think about it, most people are very resistant to what is. And there's a lot of spiritual leaders out there who talk about loving what is, talk about, learning to embrace what is, talking about, finding gratitude in the moment. And the key is, if you already know how to love every single moment of your day and embrace it fully, you're already there. But, we as humans, if we haven't ascended yet, aren't at that place. So the key is, how do we magnetize ourselves? Because usually what we're doing is kind of like if we're saying, I really want to drive my car from New York to Seattle. And I really, really do want to drive my car from New York to Seattle because Seattle is my destination, that new particle form of reality that I'm choosing, right? So most people, what they're doing on a vibrational level is they're standing in Chicago saying, I really want to drive my car from New York to Seattle. I really want to drive my car from New York to Seattle. But they need to get back to New York, get their butt in their car, and actually drive it. Yeah. Right? So the thing is, you have to have a certain kind of vibration of loving what is, of accepting what is, of surrendering to what is. That's not necessarily saying that you have to love what is, because that's a different thing. But you have to be in the vibration of that from a moment-to-moment basis in order to ride that wave to get all the way over to Seattle.
You know what I love about this? Because, I'm thinking about this, and as you're speaking, I'm kind of playing through a scenario in my mind, right? And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, where do we usually go? Okay, so now, this may not be everybody listening to the show, but maybe this is me. And, how quickly do I get from having that scenario? How quickly do I get from, wait a minute, I know I can do this, I know I can do it, this is the world of possibilities, I may not know how to do it, but I know I can do it. How quickly do I go there? But what happens when I go to an energy that may not quite be I can't, right? Mm-hmm. But maybe, Christine, something a little bit more subtle like, well, kind of thinking I can do it, not thinking I can't do it. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know enough to know if I can. Do you see how subtle that is now?
It is. And it's doubt, resistance. Ugh. But here's the deal, Pat.
Love it.
You don't have to be focusing on what it is you want to create. And in fact, for some people, and we're going to get into the personality profiles because there's different kind of change personalities. But for some people, once they choose what it is they want, to be focusing on it again and again is actually a really negative thing. The point is, it's all about vibration. So it's not just about the vibration we create around, our intention, but it's also about the vibration we are creating in the moment. So, for instance, if you're really good at visualizing. People have heard about The Secret. It's been out for a long time, and there's a lot of good stuff out there, like the Abraham Hicks teachings, where they talk about the importance of positive emotions and that sort of thing. So let's say you really, really hate where you're at right now in a relationship or whatever, and you focus on what it is you want to create. You have to get yourself into the vibration of loving what is. Well, if you're in a lousy relationship, it's hard to love what is. I mean, yes, there are lessons involved, and you may have moments, or you may be really, really involved and be able to keep it up for like 15 minutes where you really love the struggle and strife that you've been in. But generally speaking, you need to find a way out of that vibration to get yourself into a vibration of loving what is. So utilizing conscious manifestation techniques where you're visualizing it or doing affirmations, and you can really, really imagine yourself being at that place that you want to be at with a healthy relationship, or feeling good in your home without the stress, of this other relationship that's been bringing you down, whatever it is. If you can be in that moment and really think about it and visualize it and feel it in the here and now and love it, you're creating that vibration of loving what is, which is one of the magical things about conscious manifestation techniques. And some people can be very good at that. Other people, they have to take very different approaches. And it all depends on sort of the personality profiles and how people interact with change in their lives. Because really, there are a lot of wonderful things out there, and we can talk about that later, about the various approaches. But for certain personality types, some of them, even though they're wonderful and have helped many people, may actually impede your progress to getting what you want.
I love it. I can't wait till we come back. We're going to take a short break and we come back. What does that mean, personality types? What do we think we are? Who do we think we are? But most importantly, how does that personality type look to your best friend? Yeah. You ever ask your best friend what they think your personality types are? Yeah, this is really going to get fun now. Christine Upchurch is in the house. When we come back, we're going to give you lots of information about her upcoming event and how you can find out more about Christine and work with her directly. Because if you're anything like me, this is so a year of completion. You've been sitting around on something that you're thinking you might want to do and just haven't been able to get the gumption to get it going? Yeah, that's what this show is about today. Let's take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back.
In the beginning, I never thought it would be you. When we were chilling, smiling in the photo booth, but we got closer.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Song of the Heart, Walking the Path of Light, from author and healer Francine Vale, is available now. Through Francine's life story, we learn how imperative it is to love one another. Once this simple truth is learned, peace on earth will prevail. Song of the Heart is a life lived and a story told for this purpose. To learn more about Francine and her amazing gifts, or to order your copy of the book today, visit angelsandlightbeings.com.
We all seem to have something in our lives that we would like to shift, and there are a myriad of ways to implement change. But many times we try even several approaches and still don't get what we want. Why is that? Well, as it turns out, there are universal principles governing change that you probably haven't heard about before. Principles which determine whether or not you are successful in getting what you want. Follow these principles and you get positive, lasting change. Ignore them and you remain stuck. So if you are struggling in some area of your life, then you are missing an essential ingredient in your recipe for change. Want to learn the key to success? Please join me, Christine Upchurch, on February 15th at the Women of Wisdom Conference in Seattle to learn the vibration of change. Empower yourself in a new way to create the changes you desire. For more information, visit ChristineUpchurch.com. That's ChristineUpchurch.com or call 425-999-9836.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Basile and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
Francine Vale is a being of light. She believes that all people of planet Earth are as well. As co-host of the Angel Healer radio show, Francine teaches you heart-centered ways to manifest healing on your own behalf and how to integrate love more fully into your daily life. Connect with your angels as you find your life flowing with ease and harmony. Walk the path of light with Francine and Dr. Pat Basile every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Wow, everybody. It is so great. Christine Upchurch in the house. Those of you out there. Now, look, today's show, we're bringing to the forefront because, you guys as listeners, you said, you know what, these are the kinds of things going on in my life. I really have a sense I want to create something different here. I'm just not sure exactly how to go about it. And, recently, the question comes up is, I don't really even understand what my energy pattern is right now, and why can some people change and other people not? And that's why Christine's joining us here today. Before we talk about these personality types, can you talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing at Women of Wisdom and let folks know how they can register for it?
Oh, you bet. First of all, I'm going to be going through and explaining in detail, first of all, my motivation for seeking a unified model across all positive, lasting change. I mean, as I just briefly noted earlier, Pat, I healed myself of cancer without any medical treatment, and it was based on intention. It was based on belief, trust, allowing, and I thought, well, belief is everything, and that's what was out there for the longest time. Your belief really determines your reality. Okay, so fast forward, a decade. I start out as a healer, and again, I as I said before, I didn't believe in this, and suddenly, somebody who also didn't believe in it, who was lying on my table, had a huge healing. So I realized that, okay, sometimes, at least with healing, and eventually I came to understand that it relates to all positive, lasting change, that there's something that creates the change. And I asked the universe, okay, so what is it, right? What is it? Is there a unifying model across all positive, lasting change, whether you're going to a healer, whether you're using conscious manifestation techniques or affirmations, whether you're using gratitude journals, whether you're actually, working in the business world and creating a very organized step-by-step plan, whatever approach, whatever it is you're trying to change, is there a unified model? And one day, the question was out there for probably about 3 years, and one day all of a sudden it hit me, and I got this head-to-toe chill, aha, and this is what it is. And it's essentially what I've described to you, that all positive, lasting change occurs in this particular vibration. So I'll be talking more in detail at the workshop about that. And then I'm going to have people spend some time journaling about what kind of changes they want, what kind of positive, lasting changes they've been able to create in their lives, what kind of positive, lasting changes they've felt stuck trying to create and they haven't been able to create. And then we're going to be looking at creating what I call vibrational ease, that magnetizes you to that particle form of what is, so you can catch the wave to the new reality. And then specifically, we're going to be going through, and I'll be asking a series of questions to help people understand what their own personal sort of change profile is, their personality type within change, because that will help inform a person why they've been successful in certain ways to change, why they remain stuck in other ways, and how they can become more empowered. So it's really going to be an interactive workshop, get some chances to do some journaling, have some chance to discuss with me and discuss with the neighbors about, why they're stuck and what can help get them unstuck.
Yeah. So, one of the things I love about this is that this is an opportunity, regardless of where you are in your life, to get some movement going, right?
Yes.
And, when I'm thinking about getting some movement going, I'm thinking about, what sometimes can hold me back.
Mm-hmm.
Fear and doubt have energy, and there's a vibration. How do you look at, where a vibration is for a certain emotion, or something that we carry? How do you figure that out? And I know you probably do it like it's second nature.
Well, honestly, Pat, I can get stuck in my own ways, and, I'm human, haven't ascended yet. But I'm much more aware now about the vibration of the various emotions. And it's not that there are any bad emotions. And in fact, when we're feeling emotions of, let's say we're feeling outrage, anger, or, we're feeling betrayed, or we're feeling, feeling something that on an emotional level, if we have judgment about it, feels really lousy. The energy that we create about that, the judgment that we feel about that is more important than the feeling itself. So if we're feeling afraid or if we're feeling angry and we're not allowing ourselves to feel it, that actually is worse than just allowing the feeling to be. Because we naturally, as human beings, as energetic beings through which the energy and light of the universe flows through, we are meant to be moving the energy and allowing that energy to move through us. So let's say that we feel fear. If we can just sort of say, oh, wow, I'm feeling really afraid right now, and have that awareness and have the loving compassion towards ourselves, feeling that, and then finding a way to get ourselves out of that vibration of fear if we're still feeling the fear, because really the key to creating the positive lasting change is to get ourselves into what I call vibrational ease. So if you're feeling the fear and you're accepting it, and you're aware of it, and you're allowing it, and you're still feeling it, and you're still feeling it, then you need to have sort of a structured approach to help yourself find vibrational ease. For some people, it might be going and laughing at a funny comedy, movie, or comedy routine on TV, or it could be going out into nature and just feeling that sort of, connection and being present. It doesn't matter what approach you're taking, but the point is to be accepting of the emotion and then to somehow create what I call vibrational ease to allow you to sort of move through it. Allow that energy to move through, because really none of that energy, whether it's the pain and anger to the fear and doubt to the joy, none of it is meant to be stagnant. It's meant to move through.
Yeah, and this is really part of why it's important, isn't it, to understand ourselves, right?
Yes.
This is really what we're talking about. You and I, we met last week, and we were talking about this, and there are some things that I can relate to and do really, really well. And if you ask me, okay, Pat, what is it about you that will let your papers pile up and not file up? What that to me is, you might as well be giving me chitlins to eat, right? Or something like that.
I live in the South. I know there are people who actually like chitlins.
I grew up with chitlins, right? I mean, it's part of my, but this is what I'm saying. And yet at the same time, that doesn't mean there is not a solution for the filing of the papers.
Right.
And I want to just say, for those of you, if you have questions, give us a call, 1-800-930-2819. You want to get some help on this? We'd love to be able to talk with you. 1-800-930-2819. Give us a shout. Because some things, we're going to be drawn to do. The other things we're not. But what can we do about changing our energy, Christine, that we think we have to do it all? See that?
Oh, yeah.
That's been my downfall.
Yeah, and the doing it all, it's like you need a good assistant, Pat, to deal with that paperwork, Clearly you've got resistance to it, and it's not because you're afraid of moving forward, because clearly you have moved forward in so many different ways. You are a very expansive person. So it's not like personal resistance to forward movement. It's personal resistance to paperwork. And I get that. So you can come up with a solution for that easily. But really, the question becomes, how do we find vibrational ease? How do we allow that energy to move through us so that we can just catch that wave that the universe has already planned for us? If we have the desire, or if we came in here with certain things that we're meant to have, such as, a soulmate in our lives, or reaching many with our healing abilities, or, whatever it is, the universe has already got that particle form waiting for us. That reality is just out there, and we just have to catch the wave. So what really helps, Pat, is to have the awareness about our own personality type, because it's our personality type within change will tell us how best we can find vibrational ease, and how best all these wonderful techniques that we might need to avoid in certain situations, because it's giving us the opposite. And I can tell you really briefly, without getting into it quite yet, what the different personalities types are. I basically call them, we've got the playwright of life. The playwright of life, hard thing to say, the playwright of life likes to plan things out, likes to say, these are the very specific things that I want to create. The director of life likes to take things that are planned and actually implement them and really focus on how to get from point A to point B, all the various steps. Then we've got the producer of life. Now, the producer of life likes to sort of take a look at some of the details occasionally and then sort of pull back and saying, how's the manifestation going? Are we actually getting what we want? Are we creating the production that we want? Okay, and then there's the actor of life, and the actor of life is usually implementing based on some goals that have been set forth for them, and including sort of what have been laid forth for them within their life, from a soul level, and they use emotions to navigate. And then the final one is something I call the patron of life. Now, the patron of life, they actually show up in the production of life and say to the universe, I have no idea what's going to be played out today in the production or played out the next year, but I'm open and I'm willing and I'm excited to watch and to be a participant in this. So there are 5 different types, and energetically each one is different, and the types of approaches people should use in order to find vibrational ease, in order to create the positive lasting change, will differ according to which personality type they are.
Wow, we're going to talk about this. I'm so interesting. Now I'm thinking about, wait a minute, what am I? How am I going to look at myself differently? Because I definitely know for myself, what are some of the things that I'm so in the groove doing, and talking to all of you is one of them. And what do we do if we find ourselves in a situation where, maybe we got to move forward in an area that's not giving us the vibe? How will Christine help us get in the groove? Let's take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back. Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
We all seem to have something in our lives that we would like to shift, and there are a myriad of ways to implement change. But many times we try even several approaches and still don't get what we want. Why is that? Well, as it turns out, there are universal principles governing change that you probably haven't heard about before. Principles which determine whether or not you are successful in getting what you want. Follow these principles and you get positive, lasting change. Ignore them and you remain stuck. So if you are struggling in some area of your life, then you are missing an essential ingredient in your recipe for change. Want to learn the key to success? Please join me, Christine Upchurch, on February 15th at the Women of Wisdom Conference in Seattle to learn the vibration of change. Empower yourself in a new way to create the changes you desire. For more information, visit ChristineUpchurch.com. That's ChristineUpchurch.com, or call 425-999-9836.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Are you seeking a more deeply connected and fulfilling life? Do you often find yourself feeling overwhelmed, overworked, or exhausted? Are you ready to embrace a life filled with more love, connection, and joy? Best of the month list and 5-star rated on Amazon, Conscious Being by author T.J. Woodward will awaken you to your true nature. To learn more about how to get your copy of Conscious Being, visit ConsciousBeingBook.com today.
Everybody, welcome back. What a great show. Thank you guys so much for tuning us in and turning us on. I mean, I am so thrilled to be talking with Christine Upchurch. And Christine, what's the best way for people to find out more about you? How can they schedule their own session and time with you? And then also, again, about the Women of Wisdom conference.
Yeah, well, it's easy, Pat, because it's all in one place, ChristineUpchurch.com. And, you can find out about the work that I offer. You can find out about the events. On the events page, there's a link to click to register for the Women of Wisdom conference. And so it's easy. ChristineUpchurch.com.
Yeah, I love this. Okay, so Christine, I don't know about you, but let me just tell you a little bit about me. I know that I am really good at getting into the energy and the vibe of things like accelerated expansiveness. Mm-hmm. I am not so good at letting go of the things that no longer serve me.
Right. Oh, that's huge. That's really important because...
But that's an energy too, right?
It is. And one of the things about finding vibrational ease is having that energy of surrender. And it's not that you have to surrender to everything. That's actually a misnomer. Wonderful teachings from various people, but the point is to get the positive, lasting change, you don't have to surrender to everything and anything and everything. But the thing is, when you're in a situation where you need to let go of a person, for instance, the key is to actually find your way to ease on a moment-to-moment basis, because the more you find your way into ease, the less compatible vibrationally having that person stay in your life will be. So that's huge. It's like the more you create a particular vibration, and also you're getting exposed to vibration around you. So if, let's say you're stuck in a friendship that's not going very well, and you're around somebody who wants to complain about their friends, that vibration is going to keep you stuck in having that friend stick around. However, if you surround yourself with people or the energy of who are feeling like, it's okay to be, and you don't have to sort of control things in your life, that will give you an energetic kind of like grease the wheel, so to speak, to move forward in an easier way, which it may very well include, letting that friend off the train of life, so to speak, off the train of your own life.
Yeah.
Not that you have to push them off, not that you have to in any way hurt them, but it's really it's that you're taking a train in a different track, and so the more ease you can create. And I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about the personality types, but and I'll go through at the Women of Wisdom Conference and the future vibration of change seminars that I teach. I will go through the questions that sort of lead you to figure out which personality type you are. But that can really inform you about how to find vibrational ease, how to have positive, lasting change in your life. And so, like in the situation, like we've got two extremes. We've got, let's say, the playwright of life. They're the kind of people who say things like, well, I want to find my soulmate, and she needs to be at least 5'8" and have red curly hair and blue eyes, or I accept green eyes. And they get down to the very, very specifics, right? And for them, the conscious manifestation techniques are very, very helpful, right? And focusing on what they want to create and being in the vibration of that visualization, of the affirmations, is a really good thing for them. Okay? That helps create ease because they feel like, I've got what I want, even though they don't technically in the current particle form have what they want. On a vibrational level, they feel like, oh, yay, I've got what I want. And they feel good about it. And that sort of allows them to catch that wave to finding that 5'8" redhead with blue or green eyes, that kind of thing. So for them, things like, doing gratitude journaling, which is a fabulous thing to do. However, for them, if they're focusing on something besides what it is they want to create, it may actually put them in the opposite of vibrational ease, where they're feeling like they don't have what they want. The only time that a playwright of life should actually be doing gratitude journaling is when they already feel good, when they already feel vibrational ease. So it's one of these things where you think, oh, this is good, and I've had certain people in my workshops who say, oh, yeah, I try to do such and such and it doesn't work. It's because of their change personality type. It's not compatible. It actually creates the opposite of vibrational ease. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, we've got the patron of life. Now, they show up knowing that the universe is going to bring them exactly what it is that they're meant to have, and they tend to be very, very trusting. And energetically, they're very different. If you think about the energetic type of the playwright, they're always like putting these desire rockets into the universe. Here, there. This is what I want. These are the specifics over and over again. Whereas the patron of life, they're very open, and they're open to the reception of it. So it's more about what's coming in and less about what's going out. And, I know we're on a time crunch here, but basically, they don't want to have to deal with all the details. Right. I've had patrons of life in my workshops who, when they find out that for patrons, it's not very helpful sometimes to use these conscious manifestation techniques, they take a deep sigh, have a deep sense of relief, like, thank you for telling me I don't have to do affirmations and conscious manifestation techniques. I've been trying to do it for years and it never works very well. It's because it's not compatible with their personality, their energetic change type. So really, how we find that vibrational ease, how we grease the wheels of that train that's getting us on that track to that place we want to be, or the wonderful place that the universe has in store for us, it all depends on our own sort of energetic type and what we're implementing and how we're creating the moment-to-moment vibrational ease within our lives.
Wow. And, this is really what I love about, speaking with you and really how you're helping so many people, because I think the thing that we don't really think about is, wait a minute, we can have accelerated expansiveness with ease and grace.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's our birthright.
Yeah. Wow. What a great show. Christine, thank you so much. Again, please let folks know how they can find out more about you, and again, how they can sign up for the workshop.
Oh, yeah. Just go to ChristineUpchurch.com. That's ChristineUpchurch.com. And to register for the Women of Wisdom Conference, just go to my events page and click on the Women of Wisdom banner, and that will take you to register for the Monday, February 15th, 3-hour workshop.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christine.
Oh, thank you, Pat. It's always a joy.
Oh, how much fun. Yeah, I bet we're all thinking about which type we are. Well, there you go. I know it's going to be in the back of my mind, so I'll have to go to the workshop, everybody. Let's take a short break, everybody. More to come up on Transformation Talk Radio. And thank you for tuning us in and turning us on right here on the Dr. Pat Show. We'll see you next time.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.